Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the C.R. Lawrence OP31 right-hand DU replacement pivot set. So the OP31, that part number is a reference to the manufacturer of the aluminum storefront door that this is compatible with. And OP31 is going to be compatible with Arcadia, Arch Aluminum, Tubalite, and Vista Wall. Okay, so if you know that you've got those and your item matches this and the dimensional properties that I'll give, you're in good shape. This is going to be available, of course, in left or right hand, and these are not reversible. They are handed, and they are, of course, in different finishes. You've got your dark bronze. Right hand, from your perspective, your door would be the way you're looking at it. If you're on the outside, it'd be a left-hand reverse for you. But this is the bottom portion. And we're going to go from the bottom all the way up. First, before we get to that, it's 3/4 inch offset pivot. That means from the face of the door to the vertical center line of the pivot is 3/4 inch. This is specifically a model that's intended to work with an 1/8 of an inch inset. That's the dimension from the face of the frame to the face of the door. If you were to stand on the pull side of the door and run your hand over it, that door is going to be moved in an 1/8 of an inch. Really important because a lot of aluminum storefront is also flush with the face of the door, and you obviously don't want to buy the wrong pivot if you've got an 1/8 of an inch inset versus a flush condition. Suitable for doors up to 125 pounds, made of aluminum, sold as each. An image down below showing all of the dimensional properties of this item, and let's go over it now. These pivots are very inexpensive, and it's not uncommon to replace them. They do wear out. You buy aluminum storefront material, and they've got just really low caliber pivot hardware and door closers installed on the material. Suffice it to say that we're able to supply you with absolutely significantly robust pivot hardware that will likely never need to be replaced, but the problem is it won't have this sort of a prep. So if I've got a customer in the Keys in Florida who's got a pawn shop, and he tears through a pivot set every 2 years, and but he's stuck with the preparation, so he just keeps an extra one on hand. Let's go over the dimensional properties. Again, moving from the bottom all the way up to the top. Overall, 3 inch, 2 15/16 according to the template. From the sidewall all the way down about 2 inch. From the top down, you can see where those screw holes line up, about 3/8 and then at 1 inch. Width of that, about 7/8. Certainly not square, as you can see. That set screw is going to permit you to get probably about an 1/8 of an inch vertical adjustment. Well, probably closer to, they say that it's 1/8 of an inch. I'd say you could probably squeeze that closer to 1/4 inch. But once you get that adjustment with a flat style box wrench, you'll be able to tighten that set screw and set it exactly where you need it. A couple of holes on the back side as well for attaching it down to the ground from the flat end, about 3/8 and then about 1 1/8 inches. Moving up the door, we're going to have our bottom door portion, and it's going to look just like that when it's installed. Overall height, about 1 3/4 inches. Overall width, about 1 7/16 inches. Projection, about 1 1/4 inches. Top down to the center of the holes, about 3/8, and then about 1 1/8 inches. It's going to have the female bushing for the spindle stud that's down in the bottom. Okay. Moving up the door, top pivot door portion. Spring loaded, that's important because that's how you're going to install it. We'll go over that in a moment. Overall height, 1 3/4 inches. Overall width, 1 3/8 inches. Projection, 1 1/4 inches. Top of the unit to the center of each hole, looks like it's 5/8 and 1 3/8 inches, or thereabouts. Your header portion, that's going to go into a notch that's in the face of the header, and it will then slide in, and you'll attach it from the bottom. So the exposed portion that you'll see outside, the width, about 1 3/8 inches. its height about 7/8. Overall projection, 1.1 inches. Now let's take a look at where those holes are for the screws. Let's just go from the back of the unit to the first hole. Looks like we're going to be right at about 1/4 inch. Down to the second hole, I'd say about 5/8. From the one end, about 3/16 down to about 15/16. And then the hole in the rear looks like it's about 9/16. When you get the pivot hardware attached everywhere, you're going to set the door down on the bottom pivot, bring it up to receive this here. Simply get that spring-loaded pin pushed down, and then just get it popped up and over, and that's how your installation is going to be. The point of the matter is you cannot remove this when the door is closed. You can only remove it when you have the door open, which makes it inherently a security sort of feature at that point. Now, regarding other pivot assemblies that you're going to need, C.R. Lawrence manufactures a complement of, or provides a complement of all of the different brands that you could ever really bump into. There's a horizontal line of navigation above this video that will allow you to click on, C.R. Lawrence or pivot sets, 3/4 inch offset pivot sets, and you'll find all of the different series that are located there, along with the finishes and the hands as well. And we endeavor to have as many videos as possible because the dimensional properties allows the layman to know, oh, this will work, or no, it won't. And that's the information we're trying to establish. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the C.R. Lawrence products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Now, the name C.R. Lawrence is synonymous with architectural door hardware like pivots and door pulls and door closers, namely, but really more so for glass shower door enclosure hardware. You've got glass shower enclosures, frameless shower enclosures. When it comes to the pivots, push and pull bars, towel bars, things of that nature, the gasketing, or the wipes as they call it, for the bottom of the door, they make all that material. That link to the manufacturer's page will allow you to pull up all of their catalogs, which are broken out into separate sections, because if they weren't, that catalog would be several feet thick, I think. Any questions on the C.R. Lawrence? This is your OP31 in a right-hand dark bronze, or any other C.R. Lawrence product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.